Hello guys, CJ Sander here with a brand new lightning fast tutorial. Today we're gonna cover up a very short tutorial about particles, looping. What we're gonna do different this time is that we're gonna get rid of those ugly fade in fade out particles that we used to do in the past project. So I'm gonna make it I'm gonna make an example of how we used to do it and how we're going to do it. So without any other kind of introductions, let's get started. Good. So for now I'm just gonna create a new composition. 10 seconds, I think it should be enough. Create a new solid. Drop particular on it. Alright, so how we used to do it, we used to keyframe this, move it over here, then enlarge the layer, duplicate it, move this over here, and change the opacity, fade in and fade out. Okay, this is our old way of looping particles. It's not that bad, but you get to see these things going on which are really bothering my eyes. Fade in, fade out is really ugly, and another disadvantage of doing these kind of tricks is that you actually have to go back and edit both of the layers if you want to do some changes regarding the physics, the particle size, and it will cost you a lot of time, not to mention that it's not looking good anymore. So here's the new way to do it. New composition, 10 seconds, create a new solid, just as before, drop particular on it. Alright, so here's how it works. If you want a 5 seconds loop, you have to have a 10 seconds long composition. If you want a 10 seconds loop, you need 20 seconds, and so on. So what I'm gonna do right now is change the particles lifetime to 5 seconds. And here on the emitter, I'm just gonna keyframe the particles per second. Now I'm gonna hit U, toggle this keyframe, and at 424 I should put it down to 0. So what it happens now, you'll have particle generated until 5 seconds, and from this point everything will start disappearing. Now what you have to do is pre-compose, Control-Shift-C, move all the attributes into new composition, call it segment, or whatever else you use for name coding, and here at the half of the comp just press Control-Shift-D and move this comp over here. Now it's safe to go to the composition and change the duration to 5 seconds. And there you have it, perfectly looped. If you hit play, you won't notice anything funny going on, like fade in, fade out. It's just perfect. Now you can pre-compose these again. Call it loop. You can drop effects on it, like color vibrance, like glow. You can go back and edit settings. This is the beautiful part, actually. You can go into the main composition and make changes just to one layer. For example, if you change size over life to from big to small, you're gonna have it like this. If you change the particle count from 50 to 0, you're gonna have something like this. And if you go right back on this comp, you'll have everything else changed and perfectly looped. Other things you can play around inside the composition is also the camera. You can have different camera angles, and this will perfectly loop over here if you change it. Same thing also applies for the auxiliary system. Particles per second 100, and size of a life big to small. I'm gonna have things like this, maybe change the particles to 2 seconds. Particle size to 2. Also a nice thing in this version of Trapcode particular can change the rendering from CPU to GPU to have it much faster and accelerated compared to the old-fashioned CPU rendering. So here back on this comp you'll have the beginning the same as the end. Of course it's one frame offset because this is how it works. And you don't have funny things going on. So boom, looped animation. Alright guys, this is it for this week. Next week I'm gonna cover up the reflections tutorial. I need to work a bit more on that one since it's more delicate and it needs more attention than this. Other than that, I hope you'll find this tutorial useful, and if you have any questions, hit me with those on the comment section below. Peace out.